20 years ago today, UFC won in front of 8 people at McNichols Arena in Denver. They announced 2,800. We know it wasn't 2,800.
Right.
Anyway, it's a huge card this weekend, Saturday night, MGM, and the main event has GSP against Johny Hendricks. Johny Hendricks has been waiting a long time for this fight. He's been on the show numerous times. The clock is ticking. The wait is almost over. Saturday's nearly here, and we got Johny on the line. How you doing, man?
I am doing wonderful. How are y'all doing today?
Very good. Very good. Can you believe the chance to get GSP in a cage is less than a week away?
No. It seems like it was never going to come. It felt like I was sitting there trying to still plead my case. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah.
And all of a sudden, you get this crazy call after, my last fight that you're fighting George St. Pierre. And I still didn't believe it until after the Chris Weidman-Anderson Silva fight. Once that fight happened, I knew there was nothing standing in my way, and I knew that me and GSP were going to fight.
Johny Hendricks joining us, and he will fight GSP, UFC 167, MGM Grand Garden Arena. When you go into a fight, do you have an idea of which way it's going to go, or do you try and stay away from that?
No, I'll sit there and sort of think about how it's going to go, what could happen, what can't happen. I'll see how I might lose, how I might win. But, that's sort of the gist of it. I try to think about it, but don't overanalyze it.
So when you're thinking about... Yeah, completely. So when you're thinking about this one, how do you expect it to go?
There's a couple ways. I got a couple of combinations I can't wait to explode on. You know what I mean?
Right, uppercut, jab, right. Like what combo are we talking about here, Johnny?
I don't think he's going to give that up.
We're talking about a left-hand uppercut. I'm going to throw a lot of left-hand uppercuts because he's going to shoot. You know what I mean? I know he's going to shoot a lot, so I want to fire a lot of left uppercuts. And I know he's going to play his jab a lot, so I know I'm going to have to do some in and out real quick. You know what I mean? Boom, boom.
Yeah.
And then fall out. So depending how that goes, what combinations fly, I don't really know yet, because what I like to do is I learn stuff, and then whenever I get into the octagon, I let it flow. You know what I mean? I try not to think about what I'm doing. All I want to do is just my mind goes blank and let my body react.
See, what you said there about being quick, I mean, that's kind of what has to happen here, right? Because I know you like to overwhelm your opponent a lot, but Johnny, I've been fortunate enough to see George ringside on numerous occasions. That's his MO as well. So if the situation arises where George tries to dominate physically early with takedowns and whatnot, your really only play, aside from stuffing him, which is going to be tough, is to get that lightning quick shot in there and then make it your fight.
Well, here's the thing: it's actually not. GSP, he is quick, but what makes him quick is not like what makes me quick is that I'm blessed being quick. What makes George St. Pierre quick is that he's got great timing. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. It does.
And on that timing, I just can't, since I know wrestling, I can't let him get my hips past my core. If it folds 3 inches, I know I'm screwed. So I have to make sure that I keep a strong core. If I come in, everything's got to stay strong. That's something that I've been training on. And, if you watch the prime time, that's a lot of, I've been training a lot on, his double legs, his single legs, keeping my core tight, sort of like wrestling, so that way, if he does shoot, I am able to stop him.
Johnny's a 4-time All-American and 2-time NCAA champion at OK State, if you don't know. Listen, we talked to Nick Diaz before he fought GSP, and I thought he was already done because he was already upset. He knew that George would just lean on him and tire him out. Can George St. Pierre out-wrestle Johny Hendricks?
No. Here's the thing, is that once he grabs a hold of me, he's going to realize that what wrestling strength is. You know what I mean?
So Johnny, so pardon me. So Koscheck didn't have that, and Thiago Alves didn't have that, and BJ Penn didn't have wrestling strength. You're saying there's a difference between those guys' strengths and your strength?
Like BJJ?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, here's the thing is, Josh Koscheck, he felt strong, but he didn't feel that strong. You know what I mean? He wasn't, like, overly strong to me. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Well, and you have been in the ring with him, so you would know.
Yeah. And that's sort of what I'm basing it off of, is Josh Koscheck was able to stop his takedowns. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
His second fight, George St. Pierre only got 1 or 2 takedowns on him. That's whenever he reverted back to his jab. So that's what I'm planning on. Is that if I stuff his shot and I make him pay, he's going to revert to jabbing, kicking, those kind of things. Which I hope he does.
Johny Hendricks on the line.
Fascinating talk.
You can hear him salivating over the phone
Yes.
as Saturday night approaches at MGM Grand Garden Casino. It's going to be a UFC welterweight bout. George St. Pierre, one of the legends of the sport, taking on Johny Hendricks for the title. You can catch it on pay-per-view, prelims on Sportsnet 360. Johnny, let me know if this is a non-issue. Are you more comfortable with this fight being outside of Canada than in, or did that make any difference to you?
No, it didn't really make any difference. I knew. Don't get me wrong. I'm glad that we both have to travel to get to this place.
Right.
But here's the thing: is that if they said I had to fight him in Canada, I would have done it. You know what I mean? Just because I know that this is their champion. You know what I mean? And I have to beat him. Now, I am very grateful that they moved it to Vegas. Because, I do understand that, hey, that's like me saying I'll never leave Dallas.
Right.
You always got to come to Dallas. And, that's just sometimes it's got to be equal on both grounds. It's got to be fair for both people. They both have to travel. They have to both live in a hotel. Does that make sense?
Yep.
And that's sort of what we're getting on this fight, is that everything's equal except for he's got the belt.
Right. It's funny because normally when we set up these fights in GSP or Canadians involved, we get heavily, I hate the guy he's fighting. This time around, and maybe it's because you fought 3 times in Montreal and they've seen you up close and personal, we're getting a lot of Johny Hendricks love right now on Twitter and as we get to talk to you. I think they also like when people knock dudes out. Like, I think people enjoy that.
Well, I'm very grateful. I'm so grateful that and that's one thing I'm learning is the more I go up there, that's why I wouldn't be too mad if they did make me go up there for this fight.
Right.
Because I know I'm growing up there, and that's what I want is I want to grow. I want fans everywhere, and I want everybody to like me, and that's sort of what I'm doing is that I'm not going to shut the fans out.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it
Yeah,
does.
definitely.
Even if the good Lord blesses me to win this belt, I'm not going to shut the fans out. Now, like usually on Wednesday night, Thursday, I try to be avoided at all costs because I start becoming cranky. You know what I mean? The weight cut starts getting to me. But the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I try to do as much fan stuff as I can. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So you starting to get into fight mode? Like, is half of that crankiness like I am getting ready to fight for my UFC life?
No.
It's just the weight cut.
That's just weight cut.
Just hungry.
I don't think I don't think about the fight until Friday.
Right.
After weigh-in. Saturday I'll start thinking about it a little bit more. But yeah, I try to avoid that. The reason why is that I try to shelter myself away definitely Thursday from the fans is because I know I only get one chance to meet these guys. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and they really appreciate it.
Huh?
And they really appreciate it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I know that I get one chance to meet these guys, and I want to make the best impression I can. And in return, if I'm grumpy, I might say something, you know what I mean? Because I might be like, I might do something that I'm not thinking clearly. Does that make sense?
Completely.
And so I want to try to keep that away as much as possible because I know I'm cranky. I know I'm starving. There's a lot of things that are going through your head. And So if maybe I might be able to hit them Saturday night or Saturday morning, you know what I mean, or even
Right.
Friday night. So that way they still have that time to reach out to me and not be disappointed.
Johny Hendricks joining us here on Tim and Sid. Just one quick question from me. Are you surprised that GSP brought in the only man to beat you in Rick Story to his camp?
Yes, I am. Because that was 3 years ago.
So you're not the same guy.
Not even close. I mean, look how I fought before that, and look how I fight now. You know what I mean? I became a totally different person after that fight, and they think aggression is going to stop me. I love it. You know what I mean? Let him move forward, because whenever he moves forward, that means I get to plant my feet and I get to throw my hands. I get to throw my knees. That's that's what I can't wait for. I'm hoping that that's what he's going to do. That he's going to try to aggressively move forward, and a lot of fighters do that, and a lot of fighters have fallen that have aggressively moved forward on me. So I just pray that he does do that game plan, and that will be hopefully a short night.
On the line with Johny Hendricks, who is going to fight GSP, George St. Pierre, this Saturday in Vegas. Johnny, the one thing I want to bring up with you where details are a little sketchy, and there might be some kind of mainstream sports fans and MMA fans listening and watching to this who don't know the story. But I've heard guys in training camps get hurt. I've heard of camps disrupted for whatever reason. The other guy gets injured. I've never heard of a guy getting second-degree burns during a promo shoot.
Yeah.
What happened?
Excuse me. Well, what happened was, they put me. They're that commercial where I hit the bag and
there's
drops.
sparks flying and all that stuff.
Yes, where the lights flicker and fall out and all that kind of stuff. Well, I was sitting there and they put me under they call them a heat lamp. You know what I mean? A heat lamp. And on that heat lamp, they literally had me 2.5 foot from it. All right? And this is a skylight, they called them. And it was hot. And I was sitting there, I was like, dude, I'm cooking. I'm cooking. Well, they don't do nothing about it. All of a sudden, I'm sitting there, I'm like, son of a gun, this sucks. And I was under there for an hour. Well, I come home, I go to wrestling practice on Tuesday. And on that Tuesday, I started wrestling, and in the third round, I couldn't do it. I was like, oh, my God, my back is on fire. What's wrong? Coach Smith we're into the third round, and he's like, what are you doing, Hendricks? Get your butt back over here. I'm like, dude, I'm sorry, Coach, but my back is on fire. And so I took it off. Whenever I took it off, skin was actually peeling off with my shirt.
Oh.
And Coach Smith looked at me and goes, oh, well, you got a good reason. You know what I mean? He sort of quit griping at me. And so what we did is I took off my shirt. The athletic trainers put some ointment on there, and I got back in there, and I finished the third and fourth and fifth round. You know what I mean? And I pushed through it the next 3 days.
Right.
I mean, I didn't take any time off from that. Here's the thing: it was crappy luck, really. But it's one of those things that you just got to say, you know what, sucks, but are you going to let it bring you down, or are you going to be the wrestler that I like to talk about so much? The wrestler in me said no. As bad as it hurt, don't get me wrong, I felt my skin peeling off my skin, my body.
Oh, my God.
Every day for 4 days.
We got a picture we're going to tweet out.
Yeah, then I knew that I needed to push through that. Just, I don't know, the mental mind game of how bad that hurt is something that I can push through whenever I get out there in the octagon and I do something not that bad, but if I do something, I know I still got that mental edge to drive through it. Does that make sense?
Well, the UFC cooked you as a human being, and you fought through it.
I'm right there. Burger, yeah.
How did you listen, Johnny? You don't seem like the guy. I would have lost my mind a month and a half out of a fight if that happened to me. I would have lost it on somebody.
Well, you know what? It sucked. Like I said, it sucked. But here's the thing: I can't change the past.
Right.
You know what I mean? I can only look to the future. And I was pissed off at him. I was like, I hope to God you didn't ruin my wrestling. That's all that I said to my coaches. But after wrestling, I was like, dude, it helped me. You know, I had to move more because I didn't want somebody to grab my shoulder and peel off skin for the next 3 days. So I was literally using more footwork, using more trying to get better takedowns, trying to do this, trying to do that to avoid people grabbing onto that shoulder. So it actually helped me to improve myself.
How about this? We'll lobby Dana White to throw a little more in the pot for your troubles. I think that's the fair way to do it.
And never mind a win bonus. How about a burnt back bonus?
How about a Michael
Seriously.
Jackson bonus? Yeah.
Good.
Hey, sounds like a plan to me.
Goodness
All right, we'll chat lobbying for you. All the best on Saturday. Really appreciate you letting us into your inner circle before the fight.
Hey, thank you guys so much, and y'all have a wonderful day, okay?
You too.